Now to Zimbabwe, which has targeted tourism to showcase itself and help change negative perception of days past. To do this, it invited more than 20 foreign journalists to report on its 6th annual travel and tourism fair. Africa 54's Ndimyake Mwakalyelye have this report.
Zimbabwe has prioritized tourism as one of the best forums to tell what officials call its full and true story. Addressing delegates, local and international media during the 6th Sanganai Hlanganani, Zimbabwe's Information Minister Jonathan Moyo urged those present to ignore headlines he says have given Zimbabwe a false image.
Zimbabwe is not Somalia, but the headline news give the impression of a collapsed state, people starving in the streets and so forth.
Some foreign journalists at Sanganai say that prior to their visit, they were concerned.
I'd heard Harare was one of the worst cities in the world.
I was pretty worried by what I read.
Zimbabwe's spotlight in the international media dates back to 2000 when it embarked on controversial land seizures, followed soon after by disputed elections. All this led some Western countries to impose targeted sanctions on the country's top officials, including President Robert Mugabe, in the form of asset freezes, travel bans and other restrictions.
We don't deny the fact that politics has been part of the story in terms of headline news, but it is not part of the story in terms of what Zimbabwe is, what Zimbabwe offers, and who Zimbabweans are as a people with a very unique and exciting culture to experience, but also with amazing natural wonders, not least the Victoria Falls.
Foreign journalists present came from various countries, including the US, Australia, China and India. KARIKOGA KASEKE, head of the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority, which organized Sanganai, held several press conferences to inform and take questions from locals as well as international journalists. KASEKE says the country is still keen on winning over visitors, including those from the US and Britain. Both countries have maintained sanctions and refuted the outcome of the July elections, recently endorsed by UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon.
If these two, United Kingdom and United States, has accepted our election result, it was going to be far much easier for us to penetrate and re-establish what we were before in that markets. But we won't surrender those markets. We'll continue pursuing. Tourism, like I said, is not a government-to-government issue. It's a people-to-people issue.
Many of the journalists attending the event say their perception of Zimbabwe as a dangerous or politically unstable place changed once they arrived.
I don't let the politics of the country I'm visiting bother me either. It's the people in the tourism industry that make or break the visit while I'm here. These people have been wonderful.
I've been walking around the whole of Harare by myself early in the morning, taking photos, meeting random people and having a good time. I've taken taxis and travelled around at night and I'm still alive. I had a good time.
I found the people the same as anywhere in the world, warmer, and had a lovely experience at Sanganai. So I would say, my fears weren't disproven.
There's a lot of perceptions about Africa that need to change. For that, there has to be a lot of work to be done. Maybe social networking, maybe bloggers, maybe a lot of articles about the safeness, especially of Zimbabwe, if they want people to come in.
Through Sanganai and other platforms, stakeholders in the tourism industry say it's just a question of time before tourism pays off as the best way to tell Zimbabwe's story. Ndimyake Mwakalyelye, VOA News.